Welcome back to another episode of Rosten Reviews. This is season 2 coming at you. I apologize for the technical difficulties from earlier. My bad. But we're here. We're live. We made it. Woo! All right. So it's Friday. What's up, chat? Hi. Hello. How's it going? Hope everyone's doing well. All right. So according to the show notes, we have 6 things to do today to go over. So let's go over them. Number 1, welcome back to a new school year. Very excited for you. Can you hear me? Hello? Hope so. All right. So first things, welcome. Remember, Rosten Reviews is every Friday at 3 o'clock. Today we had some technical difficulties with the internet. My bad. Hello. How's it going out there? But it'll be every Friday, 3 o'clock to review what we did in social studies. All right, so first thing we did this week, besides being awesome, is we learned about inferencing. And remember, inferencing is an educated guess. It's where you use your prior knowledge and your experiences to come up with an educated guess on a topic. And why do we use that in history? Does anybody know? Can anybody in the chat tell me why we use that in history? No? No one wants to say hey? No one wants to? All right. Well, why we make inferences in history is because we don't always have all the information available to us. Remember, history is about old things, and sometimes we don't have enough of those old things to be able to, make accurate, or not accurate, excuse me, but make the necessary argument for what we need. So sometimes we have to infer because we don't have all the necessary information or artifacts available to us. So we did that. Then after that, we did group norms because we're going to be working in groups a lot this year in 6th grade social studies. So our group norms. Oh, that's nice. Our group norms. Be an active participant, right? Listen to each other carefully. I forgot what the other 2 are right now. I feel so bad, but there are 2 more. What are the other 2? Let's see real quick. I can't find it. There it is. Be open and respectful to others' ideas and listen closely to those who are speaking. And of course, don't forget to stay on task. So we did the group norms. We learned about, was that a serious question? Is there homework? Did you not look at the homework board? Come on, really? That's okay. No, there was no homework. You're welcome. Then we created a planet. We had a historical scenario where the Earth's ozone layer was deteriorating. And you had to choose 10 people to go, and you had to work in a group and use those group norms to make sure that we were successful. All right. Then we learned about primary and secondary sources. You're welcome. Then we learned about primary and secondary sources. Now, there is a difference between a primary and secondary source, in case you didn't remember. A primary source is a person, object, or publication that was created during a time period or event. So like we talked about in class, like during 9/11, if you wanted to find out some information about 9/11, you could come to me. I am a person. I have information for you about 9/11 because I was alive and cognizant, and I was there, alive, not actually there at, ground zero, but I was alive and I saw it happen and all that. So there's that. Primary source, person, publication, object that was there at the time period or event. You then have, hello, how's it going? It would then have a secondary source, which is a person, publication, or object that gives us information about a time period or event because it was created after the event or time period happened. So again, we talked about secondary sources like books and magazines and what else did we talk about? Books and magazines, articles, scholarly journals, anything like that is a secondary source. So we learned about primary, secondary sources, and you should have done your homework, which was a list of historical scenarios where you chose primary or secondary sources. Did I cry? Yeah, I cried when the towers got ruined. I did. Absolutely. It was very scary. It was a very scary time. My cousin actually worked down in the city. And my other cousin actually lived in the city. And it was very scary trying to get in contact with them to make sure they were okay. So yeah, it was a scary time. I'm good. Thank you for asking. All right, so back to primary and secondary sources. So then you should have done your homework. If you didn't do your homework, I'll still accept it, but it's gonna be late, and you all know the rules. If you're late, 10% off for every day it's late. Don't be late with homework. Anyway, after primary, secondary sources, we learned about timelines. And timelines are awesome because they are a simple diagram which has a theme that tells us about events or a time period. So we learned how to make timelines with the early human timeline. And some of you, the majority of you, did oceans and continents today. Red class will do it on Monday. And then so oceans and continents, we learned about the 7 continents and 5 oceans. We made sure that we knew how to spell them. We knew how to make sure how to, what is that? Sorry, I get distracted easily. You all know this. Anyway, we learned about the 7 continents, the 5 oceans. We learned how to spell them properly. We learned about capitalizing them because they have a name, because they are a name of things, so we know to capitalize. And we learned about 2 new sources today. One was an atlas, and an atlas is basically a book of maps. And then we had our textbook, and we found out that at the back of our textbook, there are lots of different maps that we can use as sources. And we know that maps are what type of source? What type of source are they, chat? I can wait. No, Andres. They are primary. They are a primary source. They're primary sources, you silly children. They're primary. Okay? They can't be both. It's just one, I promise. They're primary sources. Okay? So you guys learned about those. We used the maps to help us create our own maps, and then we answered 6 questions, in TTQA format. And TTQA stands for turn the question around, and we'll be using that a lot this year in 6th grade social studies. So make sure you listen and pay attention to me when I say TTQA. And that's about it. That's all we did this week in social studies. It was a pretty good week, I got to be honest, considering it was our first full week back. You guys are making the transition into middle school in the 6th grade. You're doing pretty well. We're doing big work here in social studies, getting ready to start, our look into geography more in depth. And no, she's not here. And what else are we doing? Hold on. And yeah, so next week is a big week because we're going to learn about early humans. We're going to learn about agricultural revolution, and we might even get in some artifacts if we have enough time. So that's it for Rosten's Reviews this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like the video on the bottom and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell so that way you are notified every time I go live. Remember, live every Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right after school. I hope you all have a great weekend. Be safe. Be kind to one another. Make sure you take time, recharge those batteries, get ready to come back on Monday, give 110%. Rosten out. Hold on, I can't end the stream. Bye!